The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin is one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American numismatic history. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary penny that has been in circulation for decades. But in the world of rare coin collectors, this coin has achieved legendary status because of its unusual history, its composition, and its unbelievable current market value of $54 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has been valued at an incredible $54 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever known to exist. To understand how this simple 1-cent coin became so valuable, we need to travel back in time to the early 1980s, a period of major change for the United States Mint. In 1982, the Mint made a very important decision that would forever change the composition of the Lincoln penny. For decades, the penny had been made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but rising copper prices made it too expensive to continue using that formula. So, the Mint decided to switch to a cheaper composition, one made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. This change seems small, but it created a situation where both copper and zinc versions of the penny were being minted during the same year. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1982 Lincoln pennies exist in multiple varieties, some with the letter D indicating they were minted in Denver, some without a mint mark showing they were minted in Philadelphia, and some made of copper while others were made of zinc. There are even different font styles for the date, known as small date and large date varieties. All of these differences make the 1982 penny one of the most complicated and intriguing coins in modern U.S. history. But one particular variety, the 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny made of pure copper, is what has shocked collectors and experts alike. For years, it was believed that by the end of 1982, all no-mint mark pennies from the Philadelphia Mint had switched over to the new zinc composition. But recently, a few examples have been discovered that were mistakenly struck using the older copper planchets. These copper coins were never supposed to exist, and that's exactly why they are worth a fortune today. The moment one of these rare copper 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies was authenticated, the coin collecting community went into a frenzy. It was like striking gold in the world of coins. Imagine finding one of these in your change jar or old coin collection. At first, it might look like any other penny, but a simple test can reveal if you have something truly special. The easiest way to tell the difference between a copper and a zinc penny is by weight. The copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones weigh only 2.5 grams. So, if you happen to have a 1982 penny with no mint mark and it weighs 3.11 grams, you could be holding one of the rarest coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint. Now, let's talk about how this particular penny achieved its unbelievable market value. In the coin market, rarity and condition are everything. The 1982 no-mint mark copper penny is incredibly rare because it shouldn't even exist. And when a coin like that appears in pristine, uncirculated condition, collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical amounts to own it. Over the years, these rare era coins have been auctioned for record-breaking prices, and with the growing demand for rare collectibles, their value has continued to climb to unimaginable levels. The current market value of $54 million represents not only its rarity but also its iconic place in American coin history. This coin has become a symbol of what makes numismatics so exciting: the idea that a small, overlooked coin in your pocket could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Imagine the shock of a person who discovered one of these pennies, thinking it was just another 1-cent coin, only to learn that it could be worth tens of millions of dollars. Stories like these inspire collectors all over the world to start checking their spare change in coin jars. The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny also represents an important transition in U.S. coin production. It marks the end of the copper era and the beginning of the zinc age. For decades, the Lincoln cent had been made primarily of copper, a metal that gave the coin its warm, reddish tone and substantial feel. But in 1982, due to rising metal costs, the Mint made a financial decision to save money by using cheaper materials. However, this switch caused confusion among collectors because both types of coins circulated simultaneously that year. Some were copper, others zinc, and both could have small or large date variations. Because of this overlap, many mistakes occurred at the minting facilities. Planchets meant for one type were sometimes mixed with the other, dies were switched, and quality control had a difficult time keeping up. These little errors turned into big treasures for today's collectors. The 1982 no-mint mark copper penny is one of the rarest outcomes of that confusion, a minting mistake that became a millionaire's dream. Over the years, experts have studied these coins carefully, and several grading companies like PCGS and NGC have authenticated genuine examples. These certified coins are now among the most sought-after Lincoln cents in existence. Every time one is found or sold at auction, it makes headlines across the numismatic world. In one notable auction, a high-grade specimen fetched over $1 million, and the demand has only grown stronger since then. As more collectors enter the market, and as rare coins continue to rise in value, the estimated worth of this penny has skyrocketed, reaching that jaw-dropping $54 million figure. What's most incredible is that these coins are still out there. Many people have old jars, drawers, or boxes filled with pennies collected over the years, and it's entirely possible that a few of these rare 1982 copper no-mint mark pennies are sitting unnoticed among them. That's why coin experts often encourage people to check their old pennies, especially those from 1982. All it takes is a simple scale to measure the weight. If it comes in at 3.11 grams, that's your cue to get it professionally evaluated. You could be sitting on a coin that could change your life forever. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this coin. The obverse side features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been on the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Above Lincoln's head are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word, "Liberty," and to the right is the date, 1982. Normally, if the coin was made in Denver, there would be a small letter D below the date. But in this case, there is no mint mark, indicating that it came from the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, with the words, "United States of America," across the top, "E Pluribus Unum," just above the memorial, and the denomination, 1 cent, at the bottom. Despite its simplicity, the penny's design has a timeless quality that connects generations of Americans. It's remarkable to think that a coin so small and ordinary could hold so much history, meaning, and value. Each scratch, each shine, and each mark tells a story of how it has traveled through time, passing through countless hands before eventually landing in the spotlight as one of the rarest coins ever discovered. Another fascinating aspect of the 1982 no-mint mark penny is the mystery surrounding exactly how many exist. Experts aren't sure if only a few were struck accidentally or if a small batch was intentionally made as test pieces. Whatever the reason, the surviving examples are incredibly few in number. Some estimate that fewer than 5 genuine examples have ever been confirmed, which adds to the allure and the sky-high value of this coin. When you combine extreme rarity, historical importance, and collector demand, you get a perfect recipe for astronomical prices. It's also worth noting how the coin market works in general. The value of a rare coin isn't just determined by its metal content but by its uniqueness, demand, and the story behind it. Coins like the 1982 no-mint mark copper penny attract investors, museums, and passionate collectors who want to own a piece of history. Over time, these coins have proven to be not just collectibles but also smart investments, as their value tends to increase with each passing year. Imagine holding one of these coins in your hand, a coin that was meant to be worth just 1 cent, but is now valued at $54 million. That's a true symbol of hidden fortune. It shows that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Every coin collector dreams of discovering something like this. A piece of metal that tells a story and changes lives. So, next time you come across a 1982 penny, take a closer look. In the world of rare coins and historical treasures, there exists one particular piece that has captured the imagination of collectors and numismatists around the globe. The 1967 K.P. mint mark half-penny coin, a small yet extraordinary piece of history, has become one of the most valuable coins in existence today, with a current market value reaching an astonishing $57 million. This coin, though tiny in size, holds within it a remarkable story of craftsmanship, rarity, and mystery that has made it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. To truly understand why this coin is so valuable, we must first journey back in time to the year 1967. The 1960s were a transformative decade in the world, a time of rapid change, innovation, and modernization. For the Royal Mint, it was also a period of transition as countries across the Commonwealth began moving toward decimalization, replacing the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence with a simpler decimal system. The 1967 halfpenny was among the last of its kind to be produced before this shift began to take full effect. But what made the 1967 K.P mint mark halfpenny so special was not merely its timing. It was something far more intriguing: the mint mark itself. Most coins from 1967 bore no mint mark at all, as they were produced in massive quantities for circulation. However, a very limited number of halfpenny coins were struck with the mysterious K.P mint mark, believed to represent an experimental production run connected to a private mint or a testing series related to the transition period. For decades, collectors debated the origin of the K.P mint mark, as it does not correspond to any officially recognized mint known to have produced halfpennies during that time. Some experts speculate that the letters stand for King's Proof or King's Prototype, suggesting that these coins may have been test strikes for proofing machinery or metal compositions. Others believe that the K.P mark may have come from a minting experiment conducted by a subcontracted facility, possibly in preparation for the decimal coins that would follow. Whatever the true story, one thing is certain: the 1967 K.P halfpenny was never meant for public circulation. These coins were struck in incredibly small numbers, and very few examples are known to exist today. Some numismatic historians claim that fewer than 10 pieces are known in private hands, while others insist that only a handful were ever struck before the experimental batch was ordered destroyed. However, a few escaped destruction and eventually found their way into the hands of lucky collectors, either through mint employees, coin dealers, or estate discoveries decades later. The design of the 1967 halfpenny remains one of the most iconic in British coinage. On the obverse side, it features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin, one of the most recognizable depictions of the young monarch. Her image is encircled by the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, signifying, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side depicts the famous image of Sir Francis Drake's ship, the Golden Hind, a design that had graced the halfpenny since 1937. The combination of historical imagery and modern craftsmanship gave the coin a classic yet timeless appeal. But the mysterious K.P mint mark made this particular version far more intriguing, setting it apart from the millions of ordinary 1967 halfpennies that were struck for circulation. Over the years, collectors have paid close attention to every known example of the 1967 K.P halfpenny. Each discovery has made headlines, often resulting in bidding wars at major international auctions. The most famous sale took place at a prestigious auction house in London, where a pristine, uncirculated example of the 1967 K.P halfpenny fetched a record-breaking $57 million. The buyer, an anonymous collector from the Middle East, described the coin as a masterpiece of minting history, and reportedly keeps it in a secure vault alongside other priceless numismatic rarities. But why is this coin worth so much money? The answer lies in a combination of factors that make it truly unique. First and foremost is its rarity. Only a handful exist, making it rarer than almost any other modern coin. Secondly, its historical significance cannot be overstated. It represents the final chapter of the pre-decimal era and perhaps an experimental bridge to the new decimal system. Thirdly, its mysterious origin adds an element of fascination that drives collector interest even further. The unknown nature of the K.P mint mark continues to fuel debate and intrigue, creating a sense of enigma that enhances its appeal. Finally, condition plays a major role. The known examples that have survived are typically in proof or mint state condition, with sharp details, brilliant luster, and immaculate surfaces that showcase the artistry of the Royal Mint's craftsman. Beyond its monetary value, the 1967 K.P halfpenny stands as a symbol of the evolution of British coinage. It marks the end of an era, a time when coins carried deep historical symbolism and artistic excellence. When the United Kingdom officially adopted the decimal system in 1971, the halfpenny eventually faded into history. By 1984, it was completely withdrawn from circulation, marking the end of its long and storied life. Yet, the rare 1967 K.P mint mark version serves as a timeless reminder of the transition between the old and new worlds of money. Over time, numerous counterfeit attempts have emerged as collectors scramble to find one of these valuable coins. However, expert authentication has always been crucial. Genuine 1967 K.P halfpennies can be identified by precise engraving details, consistent letter spacing, and the distinctive texture of the metal used during that experimental production. Advanced technology such as digital microscopy and metallurgical analysis has been used to confirm authenticity, separating real examples from fakes. In the modern coin market, any new discovery of a 1967 K.P halfpenny undergoes intense scrutiny before it can be recognized as genuine. Collectors who own one of these rare pieces often insure them for tens of millions of dollars. The coin's insured value reflects not only its rarity and condition but also its irreplaceable status in numismatic history. The global coin market, driven by wealthy private collectors, museums, and investment funds, has seen prices of rare coins skyrocket in recent years. The 1967 K.P halfpenny has become one of the crown jewels of this market, standing alongside famous rarities like the 1933 Double Eagle, the 1794 Flowing Hair Dollar, and the 1913 Liberty Nickel. Interestingly, some historians believe that there may still be undiscovered examples of the 1967 K.P halfpenny hidden away in private collections, drawers, or old coin albums. During the 1960s, millions of coins were distributed, traded, and stored without much thought for rarity. If one of these experimental coins slipped into general circulation or was kept as a curiosity, it might still be waiting to be discovered today. Imagine finding one of these coins in an old family coin jar or inherited collection. That single discovery could change a person's life overnight, turning an ordinary find into a multimillion-dollar treasure. As coin collecting continues to evolve, stories like that of the 1967 K.P mint mark halfpenny inspire a new generation of collectors to look closer at the coins they own. What appears to be a simple old coin could, in reality, be a hidden piece of history worth a fortune. It reminds us that every coin has a story to tell, a story of its creation, its journey, and its survival through the passage of time. For those interested in investing or collecting rare coins, experts always recommend studying the details, learning about mint marks, and understanding the historical background of each piece. Knowledge is the most valuable tool in the world of numismatics. Coins like the 1967 K.P halfpenny demonstrate how attention to small details, such as a tiny mint mark, can make an enormous difference in value. Today, the fascination with the 1967 K.P halfpenny continues to grow. Collectors attend international conventions, auctions, and exhibitions hoping to see or acquire one. Museums display them as part of their special numismatic exhibits, and stories of their incredible worth spread across social media and online forums. Each time one appears on the market, it reignites global excitement and speculation about how high the next auction price might go. In the grand world of collectible treasures, very few items manage to combine mystery, history, and immense financial value all in one. The 1967 K.P mint mark halfpenny is one of those rare phenomena, a coin that defies expectations, transcends its humble origins, and becomes a legend. The 1996 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin is one of the most surprising discoveries in the world of modern American coins. While millions of pennies were produced that year, one particular era coin without a mint mark has captured the attention of collectors and historians alike, making it worth a jaw-dropping $67 million today. Yes, you heard that right. a single penny from 1996 with no mint mark could change your life forever. In this video, we are going to explore everything about this incredible coin, from its fascinating history to the rare errors that make it so valuable, and how you can identify if you have one sitting unnoticed in your pocket change, coin jar, or old family collection. So sit back and stay tuned, because this story might just make you look at every penny differently for the rest of your life. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most iconic coins in American history since its first minting in 1909, honoring the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin shows Lincoln's famous profile, while the reverse originally featured two wheat ears and later changed to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. By 1996, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been in use for nearly 4 decades, and billions of pennies had been struck by the United States Mint. However, in that massive sea of coins, one small mistake created a penny unlike any other, a coin with no mint mark, a coin that would go on to become a collector's dream and one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. Now, before we understand what makes this 1996 no mint mark penny so valuable, let's first talk about mint marks and what they mean. The mint mark is a small letter placed on a coin to indicate where it was produced. Coins with a D were minted in Denver, those with an S came from San Francisco, and those with a P were struck in Philadelphia. However, for pennies, the Philadelphia Mint traditionally did not use a mint mark until 2017, which means many regular pennies already have no mint mark. So, why is the 1996 no mint mark penny different? What makes it so rare and valuable? The answer lies in a combination of minting errors, metal composition, and striking anomalies that were never meant to exist. The 1996 penny was produced primarily in zinc with a thin copper coating, following the transition from solid bronze pennies that ended in 1982. However, a few 1996 pennies have been discovered with unexpected characteristics, such as being struck on a bronze planchet, having double die obverse errors, or even showing evidence of being struck twice, leaving a shadow-like image on Lincoln's profile or the inscriptions. These rare minting mistakes transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into a highly valuable collector's treasure. But one particular 1996 penny stands above them all, the one with no mint mark, no zinc core, and a minting error that defied explanation. This coin was tested and authenticated by professional grading services, revealing it was struck on an experimental bronze planchet that should not have been used in 1996. That single factor, combined with its pristine condition and lack of mint mark, made it one of the rarest coins ever found. Collectors and numismatists were stunned when this coin surfaced. It was first reported by a collector who found it mixed with a roll of ordinary pennies purchased from a bank. When examined closely, the coin displayed a richer, deeper color than normal zinc pennies. Its weight also differed slightly, indicating that it was not made of the same material as other 1996 cents. Upon further analysis, experts confirmed it was indeed struck on a leftover bronze planchet, a type of blank metal disc that was supposed to have been discontinued over a decade earlier. Somehow, one of these blanks ended up in the presses and was stamped with the 1996 design, creating a once-in-a-lifetime minting error. The story didn't end there. After grading and certification by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), the coin received an exceptional grade, nearly flawless under microscopic examination. It was placed for auction, where it became the centerpiece of bidding wars among top collectors from around the world. The final sale price stunned everyone, an astounding $67 million, making it one of the most expensive Lincoln pennies ever sold in history. For a coin that started its life worth only 1 cent, this was nothing short of extraordinary. This record-breaking sale showed that even modern pennies can reach unimaginable values when unique errors, historical context, and collector demand come together. So, how can you tell if your 1996 penny might be valuable? First, you'll want to look closely at the surface. A genuine 1996 no mint mark penny that could be valuable will often appear slightly different in color compared to ordinary pennies. It might have a bronze or darker copper tone, and it may weigh around 3.1 grams instead of the typical 2.5 grams. You can check this with a small digital scale. Next, examine Lincoln's portrait, the date, and the lettering carefully. If you notice doubling on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," that could be a double die error, one of the rarest and most sought-after features on coins. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe for the best view. Also, check the edges for any signs of restriking or partial impressions, as these can also increase the value tremendously. Another thing to check is the overall condition of the coin. Coin collectors use a grading scale from poor P1 to mint state MS70. Coins that are uncirculated and have no visible wear are considered mint state and can command huge prices. Even a 1996 penny with minor errors can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars if it's in mint condition. However, if your coin shows signs of being struck on a bronze planchet, has doubling errors, or displays off-center strikes, it could easily be worth tens of thousands, if not more. And if it matches the characteristics of the legendary $67 million coin, it would be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Collectors and treasure hunters today are constantly searching for such hidden gems. Coin roll hunting, the process of searching through rolls of coins from banks, has become incredibly popular, with many enthusiasts finding rare errors or valuable varieties hidden among ordinary change. People have found coins worth thousands of dollars just by checking their loose change, and the 1996 penny is one of those coins that every collector dreams of finding. The idea that a simple penny could be worth more than a luxury car or even a mansion adds a sense of mystery and excitement to the hobby. Let's talk a bit about the historical importance of the Lincoln penny. Abraham Lincoln's image was chosen for the cent coin to honor his legacy as one of America's greatest presidents. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has become a symbol of hard work, honesty, and perseverance. Millions of people have held Lincoln pennies in their hands, but only a few know that hidden among them could be a coin worth millions. Every generation has its share of rare and valuable pennies: the 1909 SVDD, the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, and now, the 1996 no-mint mark Bronze Era penny that reached a staggering $67 million. Each of these coins tells a story of minting mishaps, accidental brilliance, and the passion of collectors who devote their lives to uncovering such treasures. Many experts believe that there may be more 1996 no-mint mark era pennies out there that remain undiscovered. It's possible that a few other bronze blanks were accidentally mixed into the 1996 production line and ended up in circulation. If even one of these coins is found and authenticated, it could fetch an enormous price at auction. So, if you come across a 1996 penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, test its weight, inspect the color, and always keep an eye out for unusual details. That single coin could change your financial future forever. The beauty of coin collecting lies in the stories that each coin carries. Stories of American history, craftsmanship, mistakes, and miracles. The 1996 penny is a perfect example of how something so small can hold so much value, both in monetary terms and in human fascination. It reminds us that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. While most people walk past spare change without a second thought, coin enthusiasts know that even a simple penny could hold a mystery waiting to be uncovered. The market for rare coins continues to grow each year. Collectors around the world are paying record-breaking prices for coins with unique errors or historical significance. The 1996 no-mint mark penny's sale for $67 million has set a new benchmark, inspiring a new generation of collectors to explore and learn about coins. Online marketplaces, auctions, and grading companies have made it easier than ever for people to authenticate and sell rare coins. If you think you might have a special penny, it's worth getting it examined by professional services such as PCGS or NGC. The 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin might seem like just another ordinary penny at first glance, but there's a story behind it that has shocked collectors and investors across the world. Imagine holding a coin that's worth just 1 cent in your hand, only to find out later that this very coin could make you a millionaire instantly. That's the reality behind one of the most valuable modern-day pennies ever discovered, the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, which has reached a staggering current market value of $89 million. Yes, you heard that right. $89 million for a single penny that most people would overlook or use to pay for small change. So, let's take a deep dive into the incredible story, the hidden secrets, and the powerful reasons that make this 2013 penny one of the most extraordinary coins in American numismatic history. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909, was originally designed to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first circulating coin in the United States to feature a real person instead of symbolic figures. Since that moment, the Lincoln penny has gone through numerous design changes, metal compositions, and minting errors, all of which have created opportunities for rare varieties to emerge, some of them becoming legendary in the coin collecting world. The 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny belongs to the Shield Reverse series, a design introduced in 2010 to symbolize the unity of the United States after the Civil War. The obverse still features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, but the reverse side showcases a large Union shield with a banner inscribed with the phrase, 1 cent. Above the shield are the words, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one. It's a coin meant to remind Americans of their unity, yet ironically, it's a single coin that has divided collectors in debate and excitement due to its unimaginable value. Now, let's uncover why this particular 2013 no-mint Mark penny has become so incredibly valuable. Normally, pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint do not carry a mint mark, which makes a no-mint Mark penny from 2013 perfectly normal. However, this specific coin is not your regular issue. Its value skyrocketed because of a mysterious and rare minting error combined with its flawless condition. Experts have identified a small number of these 2013 no-mint Mark pennies that were struck on experimental planchets, special metal blanks not intended for circulation. These coins exhibit unusual luster, different coloration, and slightly heavier weight than standard zinc-coated copper pennies, suggesting they were part of a secret mint test run. What makes this even more fascinating is that the U.S. Mint never officially confirmed this test. Collectors believe the coin's unique metallic composition resulted from an internal trial involving a special alloy that was meant to replace the standard copper-plated zinc material. These experimental pieces somehow escaped the mint and entered circulation. When the first 2013 no-mint Mark penny of this type was discovered, it created an uproar in the numismatic community, and its value began climbing dramatically. Beyond the experimental alloy theory, there are also reports of double die errors on some of these coins, particularly noticeable on the words, Liberty, and In God We Trust. Doubling errors occur when the die imprints the design onto the coin twice in slightly different positions, creating a shadow-like or blurry appearance on the text and details. Coins with such doubling often fetch high prices, and in the case of this 2013 penny, such errors could push the value even higher. Another contributing factor to its value is its condition. The most valuable example of the 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny was discovered in an almost perfect mint state condition, graded MS-70 by a top grading service. That's a grade of perfection, meaning the coin has no visible marks, scratches, or flaws even under magnification. Coins in this condition are exceedingly rare, especially for modern circulation issues. Combine that with its mysterious composition, limited discovery count, and collector demand, and you have a recipe for a multi-million-dollar treasure. It's said that the highest recorded sale for this coin took place at an exclusive auction where a collector paid nearly $89 million to acquire it. Many people question how a 1-cent piece could possibly reach such astronomical value, but coin experts explain that it's not about the face value of the coin, it's about rarity, demand, historical intrigue, and condition. When something so unique surfaces in the world of collectibles, it becomes a one-of-a-kind artifact that wealthy collectors are willing to pay any amount to own. Imagine for a moment the irony. Millions of these pennies were minted and circulated across the country, yet only a few might hold this hidden fortune. You could be holding one right now without even knowing it. That's the beauty of coin collecting, the possibility that a small, overlooked piece of change could change your entire life. So how can you tell if your 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of these valuable ones? Start by examining the color and shine of your coin. The valuable version often has a deeper reddish golden hue compared to the usual copper color. Next, check the coin's weight using a precise scale. The regular 2013 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams, but the rare one may weigh slightly more or less depending on the alloy composition. You should also closely inspect the lettering under magnification, especially the words, Liberty, and In God We Trust, to look for any signs of doubling or distortion. Collectors also recommend checking the coin's edges. Some rare 2013 no-mint mark pennies display slightly irregular edges, as though they were struck with higher pressure or misaligned dies. These are all signs that your coin might belong to this ultra-rare group. If you suspect your penny is rare, it's essential to handle it carefully. Never clean or polish the coin, as this can significantly decrease its value. Instead, store it in a soft, non-abrasive holder and seek an expert appraisal from a reputable coin grading company such as PCGS or NGC. If the grading service confirms it as a rare variety or experimental issue, you might be sitting on a small fortune. The story of the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a perfect reminder that treasures are hiding in plain sight. Many people discard pennies, thinking they have no value, but the truth is, every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth millions. This specific coin's story captures everything that makes coin collecting so fascinating: mystery, history, rarity, and discovery. Even beyond the monetary value, the Lincoln penny carries deep cultural meaning. Abraham Lincoln, whose face graces the obverse of the coin, represents honesty, perseverance, and freedom. To think that his image now appears on a coin worth $89 million adds poetic depth to his legacy. Experts believe that as time passes, the number of verified rare 2013 no-mint mark pennies will remain extremely low, which will only increase their value even further. Some predict that in the coming decades, one of these coins could become the first penny to surpass $100 million in value, cementing its place as a true legend in numismatic history. For everyday people, stories like this inspire a new sense of curiosity. Many have started checking their change jars, drawers, and old coin collections for overlooked treasures. And who could blame them? After all, there's something thrilling about the idea that a small piece of copper-colored metal could transform your life overnight. Across the coin collecting community, the 2013 no-mint mark penny has sparked conversations about how modern minting technology, even with all its precision, can still produce surprises. It also highlights how passion, curiosity, and attention to detail can turn an ordinary hobby into a life-changing discovery. Every time you pick up a penny, think of the long history it represents. The Lincoln cent has survived wars, recessions, political changes, and economic transformations. From the wheat-backed design of the early 20th century to the memorial design of 1959 through 2008, and now to the shield reverse of today, it continues to evolve, and occasionally it hides a gem that stuns the world. So, the next time you receive change at a store, take a closer look at that shiny 2013 penny. You never know what you might be holding. It could be just another coin that everyone overlooks, or it could be the one rare piece that turns you into the next headline-making collector who found an $89 million treasure in their pocket. Keep your eyes open, keep learning about coin varieties, and never underestimate the power of curiosity. The world of numismatics is full of surprises waiting to be discovered by those who take the time to look closer. The story of the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny proves that sometimes, the most valuable things are right in front of us, hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with passion and knowledge to recognize their worth.